When it comes to wide receivers and early declarations, Texas is batting .500 in the new year. Last Thursday, Colin Johnson announced that he would be returning to UT for his senior season. It was thought that Longhorns teammate and fellow receiver Lil'Jordan Humphrey was leaning toward making himself available for the NFL Draft. Tuesday, Humphrey confirmed via Twitter that he's leaving his remaining eligibility on the table and taking the early leap into the NFL's draft pool. This past season, Humphrey led the Longhorns in receptions, 86, receiving yards, 1,176, and receiving touchdowns, 9. The 6'4", 222-pound Humphrey came into the 2018 season with 446 yards and 1 touchdown on 39 receptions in the previous 2 years combined. The good news for the Longhorns, which finished inside the final Associated Press Top 25 rankings, is that thus far, Humphrey is the only known draft-eligible Longhorn who has opted to leave early. The deadline to submit paperwork to be included in the 2019 draft is Jan. 14. When it comes to postseason bragging rights for the 2018-19 bowl cycle, it's a group of 5 league that can crow the loudest this time around. With Clemson laying and ass-whooping for the ages on Alabama Monday night, the 40-game postseason has officially been put to bed. Well, 39-game with the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl cancelled because of weather, with 100% of precincts now reporting. Conference USA can stake its claim to the highest winning percentage of all 10 FBS leagues as they finished .667, 4-2, in the postseason. All of that league's wins, of course, came against fellow Group of 5 conferences. The Big 12 had the best winning percentage among Power 5 conferences at .571, 4-3, just edging out the Big 10's .556, 5-4. 3 of the Big 12's 4 postseason wins this season came at the expense of the SEC. Conversely, 3 of the Big 10's 4 losses came at the hands of the same conference, speaking of which, the SEC finished at an even .500, 6-6, just a bit behind the ACC's .545, 6-5. The Pac-12 once again brought up the Power 5 postseason rear, although its 3-4 mark, .429, was exponentially better than the 1-8 egg they laid in the 2017-18 bowl cycle. Power 5 leagues were 3-2 against their Group of 5 counterparts, with the ACC beating a pair of ASC teams and the SEC dropping the same conference. The Group of 5's 2 wins came from the AAC beating the ACC and the Mountain West beating the Pac-12. Conference USA, 4-2, .667, Independence, 2-1, .667, Mountain West, 3-2, .600, Sun Belt, 3-2, .600, Big 12, 4-3, .571, Big 10, 5-4, .556, ACC, 6-5, .545, SEC, 6-6, .500, Pac-12. 3-4, .429, AAC, 2-5, .286, MAC, 1-5, .167, from failed college head coach one seasoned NFL head coach. Next, that appears to be the career trajectory the Anna Kournikova of college football has taken. Amidst various reports that USC was blocking its newly minted offensive coordinator, Cliff Kingsbury, from interviewing for NFL jobs, specifically, head coaching vacancies with the Arizona Cardinals and New York Jets, it was reported that, either because the Trojans reversed their stance or the coordinator quit, Kingsbury was interviewing for the Jets job Monday. Tuesday, the interviews shifted to the Cardinals, with reports suggesting that Kingsbury is now on the verge of landing the Arizona job. Should the deal be finalized, it would be one of the more stunning coaching developments in recent memory. The 39-year-old Kingsbury was the Red Raiders head coach for 7 years from 2012 through this season. Prior to that, he was the coordinator at a pair of different FBS programs for a total of 3 seasons. Texas A. Kingsbury is viewed as one of the brightest offensive minds at any level of the sport, although that didn't translate to much on-field success in Lubbock as he went 35-40 overall and 19-35 in Big 12 play. He did, though, play a role in helping develop Patrick Mahomes into a first-round pick, who is now an overwhelming favorite to claim an MVP trophy in just his second season in the NFL. Additionally, he had at least a small role, especially initially, in the collegiate career of Baker Mayfield, one that continued in Oklahoma with a Heisman Trophy and ultimately becoming the No. #1 overall pick of the 2018 NFL Draft. In mid-December, reports surfaced that Deondre Francois would be leaving Florida State, either as a graduate transfer or as a member of the 2019 NFL Draft pool. However, after catching wind of the reports, the quarterback pushed back against the transfer speculation by stating that he will return to the Seminoles for his final season of eligibility if the NFL evaluations he's seeking were not favorable. A month later, it appears the NFL evaluations weren't favorable as 247sports.com, citing multiple sources, is reporting that Francois is with the team and is enrolled in classes for the spring semester. An FSU spokesperson also confirmed to the Tallahassee Democrat that Francois remains a member of the football team heading into the spring semester. After winning ACC Rookie of the Year honors in 2016, Francois suffered a season-ending knee injury against Alabama the following year. Francois was the starter for the vast majority of the 2018 season, missing one game in early November because of a concussion. In his 11 starts as a redshirt junior, he completed just over 57% of his passes for 2,731 yards, 15 touchdowns and a dozen interceptions. If Francois remains at FSU, he would be working with a new offensive coordinator after Kendall Briles was hired away from Houston late last month. He will also likely compete with James Blackman, who started the one game Francois didn't, for the starting job. There's certainly the possibility that, if Francois exits spring practice behind Blackman on the Seminoles depth chart, he could opt to take the grad transfer train out of Tallahassee. The changes on Ohio State's coaching staff on the defensive side of the ball have officially reached the wholesale stage. Late last week, reports emerged that co-defensive coordinator Alex Grinch was leaving OSU to take the defensive coordinator job at Oklahoma. After much speculation over the previous couple weeks, it was confirmed Monday that Greg Schiano would be stepping down as defensive coordinator and replaced by a pair of co-coordinators, Greg Mattison from Michigan and Jeff Hafley from the San Francisco 49ers. Change was afoot Tuesday as well as expected. Bill Davis announced that he'll be stepping down as OSU's linebackers coach and transition back into the NFL in an undetermined location. Davis spent 2 years with the Buckeyes in a non-field role. Prior to his time at OSU, he had spent 24 years as an assistant in the NFL. Shortly after Davis's social media announcement, OSU confirmed in a press release that Davis will be replaced by another assistant, Al Washington, a Columbus native. Washington, whose father played his college football for the Buckeyes in the late 70s, just completed his first season with the Wolverines as linebackers coach and special teams coordinator. Al Washington is going to be a terrific addition to our coaching staff, new head coach Ryan Day said in a statement. I've known him as player and as a coach and I know his family very well. I think his familiarity with this region as a coach and as a recruiter is going to be very impactful, as will his leadership with our linebackers unit.